What's up, everyone? My name is Danny Swade. Welcome to Wonderneath Weekly, where I share every week what I'm wondering about and a bunch of other things about my life because I'm not on social media. So, this is how you stay up to date with me and see what I'm doing and what's going on. And I got a lot of stuff today, so buckle up. I know I say that every week, but I got a lot of stuff every week. Okay, first thing new from me Jesus debate with this guy. His name's Alex. He commented on my YouTube. Long story short, there was a debate on my channel. I said, come on and have a conversation with me. So he did, and we talked about Jesus and salvation and religion. It was a good spirited debate. There was no animosity. I do disagree with him pretty strongly, but he was a nice guy and it was an interesting conversation. So if you want to check it out, click the link in the description and it'll take you to the post and you can check everything out. Or you can just go click on my channel too, depending on where you're watching this. But I loved it. I love a good debate. I love a convo. I really want to do more of that. So that was really cool. I'm leaving Bangkok tomorrow. So I'm flying out on Chinese Airlines tomorrow, back to the States for the holidays. And I'm very excited to see the fam. I'm excited to I don't know if I'm going to decompress, but I think reflecting on the past year is going to be really interesting. Because it was a whirlwind of a year. Like, I was freaking sending it. So, looking back, getting to edit my vlogs, the rest of my vlogs that I haven't edited yet, it's gonna be cool. And then I go to California, and then I go to Japan. Woo! Sorry, I'm chewing gum right now because I quit zyns. So, I'm chewing gum to kind of have something. But what I wrote on my blog, I said, I've quit zyns. Life is black and white. Joy is but a whisper of a distant memory. Hope, love, and goodwill, all twinkles of the past. What is even the point of this life without a good old freezer tarp in the upper decky? Only time will tell. So, why did I quit, you may ask? Because nicotine I think is pretty good for you. Zyns are pretty sweet. And I love a good nicotine pouch, and I love nicotine. But inside my lips was getting kind of fucked up. Not gonna lie. And my uncle's a doctor, and he told me if you're gonna do it, switch around, which is what I do. But I could just feel that it was starting to fuck up the skin. I don't want mouth cancer, and so it just freaked me out. So I thought, let me just quit. And I'll probably get back on them eventually, but for now, I'm quit. It's nice to not have a vice. Bars. In other news, Judah's family just pulled up from Oregon, and all of them, basically not all of them, but most of them, and so I went over there to see everyone. It was great, and it's really nice because they're all religious, and it's like Judah's parents, and then his uncle, and then all the brothers are there. And I had a really long conversation with them about religion and God and everything. And they know I've been on this Bible journey that I've been on. And it was just so nice to have a good conversation with someone else, right? Because like I'm philosophizing this stuff by myself all the time. I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm making these videos, and I'm thinking about this shit just really by myself. And being able to like bounce off of them. And they're pretty legit. Like they know the Bible well. Like they know the Bible well. They know what they believe for the most part. I wouldn't say they're like full on Bible scholars 612s, but they're like they know some shit. It's not like, it's just nice. It's like awesome to have a conversation with people like that, and they're good people. So I've really enjoyed that. I went with Rob to the run club this morning. We went downtown and went for a run. That was really nice. Hell yeah. I started a new clips channel. Check it out. Danny Swade World. Doesn't have any clips on it, but look at this nice banner. So, because all the videos I do are like long form, I want to start doing clips. So it'll just be like clips of my vlogs or clips of these or clips of my talking videos or whatever, interviews or something like that. Just music sessions, like everything, just me, Danny Swade World clips. So I'm excited to get that off the ground. Hopefully that'll be launching this week. Yay, yay. What else I got? What I'm watching this week. Okay, here we go. Buckle your belts again. If they aren't buckled the first time, buckle them now. We're back with some Aaron Abke. Good grief. Okay, Loki. I actually want to talk about this video. This guy's all over the place. First thing I see of him, he's talking about Jesus and Paul, and he's a Christian, and it seems normal. He just doesn't like Paul. Then I see him on this, and he's all of a sudden a yogi. He's like, everything is one, and we're all one universal consciousness in your soul, and like all crazy. And I start going down the rabbit hole of his YouTube, and he's like, astral projections, and like the law of Ra, and like all this crazy shit. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's deep. Anyways, he makes a really cool point in this video, this interview, whether you think he's crazy or not. He talks about boiling down all of negative emotions to 3 emotions, which is sadness, anger, or fear, right? And then all of your negative emotions you can kind of boil them down and throw them in one of those buckets. Then there's 3, according to him, beliefs that you have about the world that lead to those negative emotions. And they're the belief of lack, you lack something, attachment, and control. And he makes the arguments that those are basically illusions if you agree with his premise of like a universal consciousness, which is we're all one. Everyone's connected. And you can make the argument that everything's connected without any wooey. It's like it's one big thing, like a body, like the whole universe is just one big thing. And boundaries between things are just shit we make up, right? It's their perceptions. But it just was a really interesting pod. So if you want to check it out, I feel like it's really useful. They're just really useful ideas thinking about your emotions and what. It's crazy where after I watched that, I started doing this thing where if I was feeling a negative emotion or feeling something I didn't like, I go, is this because I feel like I'm lacking something? Is it because I feel like I'm attached to something? Is it because of an attachment, or is it because I want control and I can't let go? All the time it's one of those. And usually it's not actually that hard to let go in the moment, or I realize I don't need to be attached to this thing, or I realize maybe I am lacking this, but I have so much I don't need to be tripping about this. So it's just a cool lens to view life through, and I just enjoyed it. I don't know if everything he says is true. He's a pretty wooey guy, but pretty good. Pretty interesting. Theo Vaughn on Rogan. Watching Theo Vaughn on Rogan. Love the dude. Love him. He's so great. He's such a gem. He's a national treasure, honestly. Theo's a goat. I went with the little shorty to see Now You See Me, Now You Don't. New one. Magic. Woody Harrelson. Jesse Eisenberg. Come on. And it was okay. I feel like the acting was sus. Like, it wasn't super good. It was okay. I will say the like plot twist at the end, like the way it all came together at the end, pretty sauce. Pretty smart, pretty good. Okay. The digital effects were pretty good. I didn't love it, but what I do love is going to the theater, man. I get the recliner seats with the shorty and big ass theater here, and I love a cinema experience. I used to just hate the theater. I felt like I'll just watch it on Netflix, or like, why would I go to the theater? I think maybe because it's so much more expensive in the States, but man, going to the bed cinema here and going to I think it's called Sigma theaters, which are like the Dolby surround system and like the laser cinema, and it's like freaking awesome, dude. I saw Tron in there, awesome. I saw Predator Badlands at the bed cinema, awesome. I love the cinema. I'm freaking chomping at the bit to see the new Avatar this Christmas, dude. My Christmas present to my fam is we're all going to see freaking Avatar, bro. 3D Dolby Cinema, rip it. Come on. Can't wait. Anyways, moving on. What I'm reading. Hebrews. How does Jesus make his coffee? He brews it. Sorry. This is my new profile picture for my YouTube. Art by Kiki. Thank you, Kiki. She drew me. And then I used AI to color my skin because it was like black and white. And then I don't know, new profile picture. I've wanted one for a while. I've been wearing my headband a lot. I think that's fitting. I like it. I'm not wearing my headband now. You're getting to see my long hair in full effect because I wore my headband to the run club this morning. So it's in the wash because it's all sweaty. It's getting washed right now. I'm not loving this look. I got to finish my music video before I can shave my beard. So I'm just stuck with a giant beard. Drinking piss. Dude, it turns out if you drink your piss, it's actually really good for energy, and it's kind of gross, but it's a little gross. It's not like the worst thing ever, but it's super good for your energy and your immune system apparently, so I've been trying it. And I don't know, it's weird, but I got convinced by this guy on YouTube, and I've been trying it, and I feel awesome, so let it rip. Especially if you put it in the fridge and it's cold. It's like not good if it's hot, but if it's cold, it's like not bad. Anyways, drink your own piss. Who would have thought? Sunrise in the park this morning. This is Rob at the run club with me. You've been watching Certified Health Nut? No, I'm totally kidding about the piss. It's not piss. It's just electrolytes. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, this is Patanawadi. We went to dinner in the movie said goodbye forever since I'm leaving. Very sad. Let's get into some freaking demos. Ready? This is called Unity. These are actually demos that I wrote in this one, Unity, I think I wrote in either Vietnam or Bali. And I just kind of redid it last week. So let's listen to it. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's kind of cool.
Let no soul trouble me, cause I got good mood with the white skylight and sunshine through on me, yeah. But sometimes sailing on the rough seas, I won't capsize, but this is about time I find a fight in me. Hey, yeah. Cause it's getting tiring being so free. This blue light rain falling on my brain, haven't seen the sky in days, yeah. When everything exists on the spectrum, a wavelength is a lesson, and I'm just trying to harmonize and find unity with everything, all wrapped up in one big happening. Like these buildings scatter light like a prism, it's really all just a prison if you look at it simplified. And baby gotta move slow, putting on your halo. Everybody say so. Everybody say it. Yeah. Now the ratio to signal to noise is flipped by the toys. We couldn't just keep in our pockets and purses. Okay. Now it feels like humanity versus this blue light rain falling on my brain. Haven't seen the sky in days. Yeah. When everything exists on the spectrum, a wavelength is a lesson, and I'm just trying to harmonize and find unity with everything, all wrapped up in one big happening. Yeah. It's building scatter like a prism.
Sorry.
It's really all just a prison if you look at it simplified. And upon your life isn't calling these days. It's a far cry out from the garden. It's just chaos every day, covering your face, hear, taste, see, smell, feel. Everything is fake, from the news to the views to the food and DNA. It's a 20x crossroads, is there in a way to get a thought in edgewise? Everyone's a wise guy, everyone and everything is funny when your soul dies. Brain in the blender, might as well surrender to the screen. And the person we all know is the pretender.
So that's one. This I wrote in Bali. This actually started as an AI song, and then I wrote the top line, and then I changed a bunch of the instruments to real shit, and now I've re-AI'd it to a certain degree. So it's a real smorgasbord. But the actually intro is really nice, but the main vocal is pretty bad because I recorded like 90% like in a freaking echoey room. I think it's like a one take, so the vocal's pretty bad, but it's still a cool song.
side. You said, if you wanna leave when it's a little bit sunny, well, it's up to you. Yeah, but I don't know outside. Well, maybe it's a nice time. Yeah, turn and walk back to me. Yeah, you would never say, you know that eventually, yeah, you're gonna say, turn and walk back to me. Turn that head around. Are you gonna watch me drown? Yeah, when you hear me say, baby, why you gotta leave me on? You don't wanna listen to me talking about me sending up a prayer for you. Okay, you don't wanna wait so long. You gon' still be with me at the top, yeah, even if I don't still care for you. From day one, you've been the point of my life. Oh, even when you hurt me so bad, somehow it still feels nice. Yeah, you're my light in darkness, but still my cold and rain. And I know somehow, yeah, just as much a part of me as my name. Turn and walk back to me. You will never say, yeah, you know that eventually, yeah, you're gonna say, turn and walk back to me. Turn that head around. Are you gonna watch me drown? Yeah, when you hear me say, baby, why you gotta leave me on? You don't wanna listen to me talking about me sending up a prayer for you. Okay, you don't wanna wait so long. You gon' still be with me at the top, yeah, even if I don't still care for you.
Still needs work, but it's a vibe. I want you to tour with lights. That would make me spend money. Oh, I've never thought of that. Totally forgot about lights. A tour would be hard. I'm going on tour in Japan in February. Playing the drums, though, for my brother's band. I don't know. I haven't thought a ton about touring myself because I would have to like get a band and figure out live stuff, and that's a lot of work. And it would be fun, though. I would love to do it. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll friggin' tour. I mean, like, what's up? It's Danny Suede. Come on. I totally skipped the what I'm wondering about section. So let's get it. What I'm wondering about. What's up with the rattlesnake churches? So one of the things I was talking with that family about is miracles and stuff. And dude was like, what about the rattlesnake churches? Some people get bit by the rattlesnakes and they don't die. Some die, some don't. So I looked it up. What's up with the rattlesnake churches? People do this because it says like Peter got bit by a snake and didn't die. So people have these rattlesnake churches, I think mainly in the South. But apparently the thing is that people do die all the time. And the thing is, when you... Sometimes poisonous snakes or venomous snakes, they don't do venom in every bite, especially if they're constantly being handled, if they're really stressed out all the time, if they're malnourished, if they're dehydrated. Like, they don't always just hit you with the freaking venom like crazy in every bite. So sometimes the people get bit a bunch and they don't die. Sometimes they get roasted and live. Sometimes they just are fine. Sometimes they die. But I don't know if it's Jesus doing anything. I don't know if it has anything to do with Jesus. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it does, maybe it don't. Maybe it do, maybe it don't have to do with Jesus. Okay, so Josh, who's the dude who lives in Thailand, who's Rob's brother, he's a conspiratorial guy. Let's just put it that way. And he's like, did you hear there's a new continent they found? And I was like, what? I was like, are you watching Alex Jones? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. But anyways, I perplexity'd it. Get a load of this. There's no brand new continent emerging, but the most significant recent scientific development involves the recognition of Zealandia. an almost entirely submerged landmass in the southwest Pacific as Earth's 8th continent by geological criterions. Most scientists now acknowledge Zealandia as a genuine continent distinct from Australia, although its name and status are still making their way into public awareness and world maps. Wow, Zealandia, dude. It's underwater, but it's a continent. Who knew? Not me. That's why I do this, so I learn things. Let's hit another one here. Woo! Yeah! That was good. Oh, good notes. Okay, how many liters of blood does a human have? So, Summer, who's Rob's wife, she just had a medical emergency where she had internal bleeding and she had to go to the hospital and she almost died. And she said she lost like in between 1 and 2 liters of blood. And I was like, bro, how many liters does a person have? And it turns out you have 4.5 to 5.5 liters of blood total, depending on how big you are. Dude, so then I was like, when does Stranger Things come out in Thailand? Whoops, I accidentally put that on the same thread. But then I said, what point of blood loss do you enter hypovolemic shock? And it turns out once you lose about 15 to 20% of total blood loss. So that makes sense. So she probably, I would guess, lost about 1 liter, 1.5 liters, because she apparently went into shock, and that's why they brought her into the ER, or brought her into surgery, and they saved her. But she was apparently gonna pass out and like freaking out, which is what happens when you lose a lot of blood. So that's not good, but happy she's okay, 100%. Thank God for modern medicine, baby. Right? So that we're glad she's good, but that's scary and crazy. Last thing I'll end with here. What is sovereignty? What is sovereignty? Sovereignty. Look at this word. Sovereignty. Anyways, I'm wondering about this. Sovereignty is the supreme independent authority or power to govern oneself or a territory, free from external control or interference. In political theory and international law, it represents the ultimate authority in decision-making and law-making within a specific area. So some guy commented on my thing, and he's like, why do bad things happen, and why do we have free will, etc.? It was about God. And he said, God is sovereign. And I just went, what does that mean? So I'm looking into sovereignty, and did you happen to check that idea? Oh, what's up, dude? I'll get back to you in 1 second. I'm gonna finish this sovereignty rant. But I actually did. But so when I'm looking into sovereignty, I gotta put the chat on the screen here so people can see what's in the chat. But anyways, I'm looking into sovereignty, and I said, okay, so if it's the complete independent authority or power to govern oneself or a territory, I said, how is that different than control and power? Like, that's just having control and power, is having the complete authority to control and government. And it says that sovereignty is related to control and power, but is distinct in key ways. Sovereignty means possessing the highest and ultimate authority within a territory, which includes the power to make laws, enforce them, and govern without external interference. Control and power are components of sovereignty, but do not alone capture its full meaning. So I said, if you have full power and control, then you also have sovereignty? Because that's what it seems like, right? And it said having full power and control is necessary for sovereignty, but true sovereignty also requires recognized legitimacy, the supreme right to rule, not just the practical ability to do so, but the right and realized legitimacy, right? So that's what's interesting, is that it's like, and then if you think of God being sovereign, I'm like, not everyone recognizes his legitimacy or even believes in him. So how is he sovereign? He just seems like he has control and power, but he's not sovereign, because if he was, he would have legitimacy in everyone's eyes, which he does not. So I said, back to it, I said, so technically the God of the Bible is not sovereign. And it said, according to the Bible and mainstream Christian theology, God's sovereignty is not dependent on whether humans acknowledge or comply with it. Divine sovereignty means God possesses supreme authority and control over all creation regardless of human response. The biblical concept asserts that God is the ultimate source of power and right, exercising rule over all that exists, even when some people may reject or resist him. So that seems like a cop-out, right? I'm like, well, that's a cop-out because that's not what you just told me sovereignty is. So I said, so that's not the same as regular sovereignty. It's not power and control without, I meant to say consent or agreement. And they said exactly, biblical sovereignty is fundamentally different from regular political or legal sovereignty in earthly contexts. So I said, so biblical sovereignty is no different than full power and full control. And this says, biblical sovereignty is closely associated with the idea of full power and full control, but traditional Christian theology emphasizes that it is even more than that. It's an absolute, unconditional authority that belongs inherently to God without needing recognition or agreement. So that's fine. So I said, where would that right or legitimacy be coming from? In Christian theology, the right or legitimacy of God's sovereignty comes from God's very nature as the creator, sustainer, and ultimate source of all things. Legitimacy is not conferred by anything outside of God. So I get it, but I feel like it's like, what are definitions? Like, what is the point of language? You know, if sovereignty is like, well, you need recognized legitimacy to be sovereign, otherwise it's just power and control. I'm like, what about God? And they're like, well, not him. And I'm like, well, what is it then? What does he got? If he doesn't have recognized legitimacy, it's like almost like saying he doesn't have recognized legitimacy, so we're going to just say he has it, even if it's unrecognized, because that's what we're going to say. Which is just, I don't get it. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating, bro. It's hard to understand things. I've been doing this thing where there's so many words and things you hear your whole life, and you never really dig into question, what does that mean? Like, you hear sovereignty so much, and then I go, what does it even mean? Like, really? And then once you try to understand, like, language and, like, what things really mean and differentiate them from other words that are similar, and, like, what's the difference of this and that? And then definitions are just other words, right? So I'm like, life is confusing, and I feel like it's easy to lose sight of how confusing and weird it is. Like, but I'm so curious about everything, I just like dig in and then I go, anyways, Neovik. What's up, gangster? I did listen to your demo. I'm sorry I didn't answer you. I think it's dope. I just had I don't have a lot of time to create, so I triage what I'm really vibing with, and I had some demos I was working on, which if you click the link in the description, I don't think it's in here now. If you go to or if you look at back in this video, you can see the demos that I'm working on and stuff. But I might at some point throw it in, do some top line, do some production on it. I do think it was a cool vibe. It's interesting. So thanks for sending that, and I do apologize for not answering you. But also feel free to send something else. If you got something else that comes along that you want to rip it, let me know. I'm headed back to the States tomorrow for the holidays, so I'll probably be staying pretty busy, so I don't know what's going to happen. But anyways, that's what it is. And I got to work today, and I got to pack. And it's going to be a long flight. I'm not looking forward to it that much. I'll be honest. I'm really not. But it'll be okay. What I need to do is order some food. Music evokes emotion. Like that, what God is supposed to do. I don't get what you're saying, Courtney. I don't get what you're saying. Ooh, does this? Look at this. This is my freaking... Oh, I think I can get this browser. Wait, hold on. I can put the chat on here, I think. How do I get the chat? Timestamps. I think I can, like, copy current address. Hold on a sec. I think I can put the chat on the screen right now. Properties. Here we go. Boom. Look at that. Chat's on the screen, baby. I wonder if I can make it not so see-through. How do I do that? You read it wrong. Music evokes emotion. That like what God is. That's like what God is supposed to do? Is that what you're meaning? God is supposed to evoke emotion? Sorry, I'm retarded. Filters. Oh, it's on screen. How about add? How about multiply? No. Lighten. It's a little better. Darken? Whoa, that's crazy. I think I just gotta leave it on screen. Mini podcast. That's what I do. I just do these Wonderneath Weeklies, and I've been posting lives a ton. If you go on my YouTube channel and you look at my like Bible adventures, or you look at whatever else, just in my live tab, I've been just coming on here and saying shit all the time. That's crazy. That was just an idea, man. We should meet and talk about music and other stuff. Our blogs resonate so much. 100%, bro. I'm gonna send you. I'll drop you a line to book a call with me, like a Google Meet, and then we can just do a freaking or maybe we record it and put it on my YouTube. Fuck it, if you want. I don't know. Here, I'm gonna copy. I'll throw this on your what's it called? Substack, and you can grab a time. And then we can freaking chat and record it. And maybe if the combo's good, we can freaking post it. And if not, no worries. No pressure. Yeah, that's what I did my last interview on Discord. But I kind of want to try. I just bought Riverside for recording pods. So I think I want to try that. It works pretty good. And it's like pretty cool. So we could just chat on there and hang out and post it if we want. I think this needs to be like that. There we go. How does anyone know how I can make this not see through the white, or can I invert it? Blending method. That doesn't do anything. What's the best way to get this like chat looking good on my shit? I guess I could just do that. Oh, I got 4 viewers. Who else is in here? Sound off. What's up? How do I crop this? Copy, transform, rotate, fit to screen, stretch. I think what I need to do is go... Oh, that scales the whole shit. Weird. Rename, interact, filters, properties. I know there's a way to crop it. Whatever. Maybe I'll put it like that. I'm such a new streamer, I don't know where to put my chat. Maybe I'll just leave it like this and put it back on screen. Is that better or is add better? Oh, this is better. A little better. What if I invert? Can I invert? Invert the colors. I was coming on here to watch the rest of your debate from 2 days ago. Hell yeah. let me know what you think. Put your comment when you're done watching it. It wasn't like a crazy debate. It was like more of a convo, but we definitely disagreed. That guy was a nice guy. I will say I was a little bummed because he didn't really say any perspective I hadn't heard before. Like, he was pretty basic down the road Christian. But it's crazy if you watch to the end. I was like, "Hey dude, you got any crazy Jesus stories or miracles or anything?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude, I dated a demon." And he tells me about how he dated this chick who had a demon in her, and he dated the demon in her. And he said that the girl wasn't even home very much. It was just this demon in her that had a different name, and he dated that chick, and then the real chick only came out sometimes. So that blew my mind at the end. I was like, wow, this guy's wild. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having more conversations on here. I'm hoping I can find like someone that's maybe a little bit more of like a heavy hitter that can like really challenge me and like knows the Bible on a really deep level that can like, because I want to get smacked, right? I want to be like someone be like, this is retarded because whack, right? And tell me some shit I haven't heard and tell me some shit I don't know and like really challenge my views. But I'm not like an expert by any means, but like I know the Bible pretty well at this point. I've heard so many of the arguments at this point for God and Jesus and salvation and like the contradictions in the Bible and like all these different arguments. I've like gone down the rabbit hole on many of them pretty far. So like I need a worthy opponent, I feel like. Probably Jezebel. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, it's so... Here, I'm going to get up the interview because he says this thing in it that you watch and you can just watch me lose it. Because he's like, I'm a bad boy who likes to sin or something and do bad things. And just the way he said it, I was like, dude, chill, dude. But hold on, watch this. So, you can just watch me shit my pants. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Hold on. This is good shit. Here we go. Wait.
That I don't date the girl who's getting possessed. I date the demon that's possessing her.
Wow. How did you know she was possessed? Wait, I didn't
what ends up happening?
That's good shit.
What
All right, here we
bad
go.
things? So, I really like sin. I like doing bad things because I'm a bad boy. And so what ends up happening?
Get that.
So, I really like sin. I like doing bad things because I'm a bad boy.
Come on, dude. I really like sin. I like doing bad things because I'm a bad boy.
I really...
Okay, hold on. I got anything that like...
I didn't believe all the books
Crazy miracle or...
with either, so, you know.
Yeah, 55. Okay, so I gotta fix this actually. Oh, that's funny to me, dude. I'm a bad boy. I like sin. I'm a bad boy, and I like to do bad things.
I'm outright refusing to.
Have you guys seen the video? Has anyone seen the video of the dude with Down syndrome and the lady like asked him something on the news, and he just looks and he's like, "I do PG-13 things to jars of mayonnaise." You're just like, what? Oh, it's good shit. It's so funny. I got to change the timestamps on this. This got fucked up. This is 55. I tried to have AI help me do the timestamps, but it didn't nail it. He's really young, like really innocent. Yeah, he said he was 22. So that is what it is. But I don't know. I'm just like anyone who wants to argue me, I'm like, let's go. Like I love debating and arguing, so. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know if I got any people left on here. It says 0 viewers now, so I had 4 people left that were here. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week. I do this every week. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, check out my Bible adventures. You can subscribe to my blog too. It's free. Just click the link in the description to keep up to date with me. And thanks for being here and thanks for hanging out. And well, next time I see you, I'll be in the States. So that's what it is. Peace.